What's going on, everyone? Welcome back to my channel. It's almost springtime, and that means that at Tractor Supplies it is chick days. I didn't think I was going to do it, but I think I'm going to do it. I'm going to get another 10, 12 chicks to raise. I've got 20 right now, and I figured out costs and everything, and it is only going to be, I believe, $15 more for these chicks per month. I'm going to be growing a lot of fruits and vegetables, and there's going to be a lot of greens on the ground, so I'm going to try to supplement some of their feed with these greens. So hopefully I can extend their 2 bags of feed to 3 bags of feed per month rather than 2 bags of feed every 3 weeks. In today's video, we're going to be setting up the area where I'm going to be raising them. So I'm going to show you how I prep the whole area for them to actually come home. So I've never done a video like this before, and I'm just going to show you what it takes to prepare and prep to bring these chicks home. First thing we're going to do, we're going to go outside and we're going to wash out the bin that I usually keep in my living room to raise them in. And then we're going to actually let it dry overnight and then continue this process in the morning. All right, I brought this out. It's kind of a little dusty and dirty. I did clean it last year, but we are going to, well, there's a daddy long legs in there. It's actually pretty clean, but I am going to give it a rinse out. Come on, sweet daddy. Daddy long legs. I don't want to kill them, so we gotta help them out of there. You're okay. Right. Okay, I'm just gonna leave it dry for a night, and the reason why I washed it is because when it was in the garage, I don't know if any mice were crawling over there, and you know, you're bringing home new chicks. I don't want them to get sick from that, so we just want a clean habitat for them as we raise them inside the mobile home. Now, another thing that I'm going to be doing is cleaning this. It's a heat plate for them, and oftentimes, well, the first 2 times that I did this, they end up going on the top of here, pooping on the top of here. The whole thing gets dirty, so I'm going to take this inside and clean it off a little bit. I found a new way to handle this, basically putting cut paper, newspaper on top of here and changing it out every day, multiple times a day. Instead of having them poop on here, this is usually warm, and that poop sits on there and it dries on there. It's a constantly changing newspaper pad that I put on top so that they don't get as messy as they usually do, and so this can stay somewhat clean. So I'm going to take this inside now, clean it, and then we're just going to wait till tomorrow for that bin to dry. This will also dry, and then there's more steps we have to do with the bin. Right now I'm just using these pet wipes to just wipe off the poop on the top. I don't really want to submerge it in water or put it in water or anything because it's a heat plate and I don't want the mechanisms inside to mess up. The chicks are just dirty, so it comes with the territory that you're just going to have to do a lot of cleaning up after them. They're like babies. Babies come with poop, and so do baby chicks. You just got to deal with it. And some people have brooders outside, but because it's only the beginning of March, I need to keep them inside so that the temperatures are at least above 60 degrees before I put them out there. So I'll raise them in the house until that needs to be done. We're also going to get the underneath. Now, of course, this heat plate adjusts and you want it down lower once you get the chicks in the beginning, and as they grow bigger, you can raise them. Okay. Pretty much done with this. I'm going to let this dry also, and then this will be ready to put into the container once we have it all set up. Lots of washing your hands after you deal with chickens and chicken poop. Now that we have dried this container, we're going to bring it inside. I'm also going to bring inside some of these wood chips, so I'm gonna do that now. Some of the chickens are out. What's up, Darcy girl? Is she hiding? Okay, this is the spot that I usually put the container. I've been doing this for 2 years now just because the small bedroom has been taken over by plants. It's basically a mini greenhouse, and I kind of believe that they like being out here better than being in a locked room. I did bring in the shavings. That's what we're going to do next. I'm going to fill the bottom of this with shavings, and when I overturned this container this morning, there were about 6 little teeny spiders in there with a mama daddy long leg, so I moved all of them to the garage in a specific spot where I put the other daddy long legs from when we did that yesterday. What we're gonna do is put this stuff at the bottom, pretty much cover the whole bottom with it. Now this stuff does have to be changed out every, I want to say, few weeks. No, I take that back, every like 4 or 5 days. Because it gets so soiled with their waste. Plus, they always knock over the water and the food, so that gets in there. Now, when I bring the chicks home, they're not going to be going on this stuff just yet. So what I actually do is I put newspaper at the bottom first for the first few days, maybe a week. And the reason I do this is because they're so small that I don't want them to get caught inside this material, and I don't want them to eat it, so I kind of feel it's easier to clean up if I have the newspaper down there. So I'm going to show you what this looks like now, and then I'm going to do the next step, which is put that paper on the bottom. We just put all of that at the bottom. It's just a nice thin layer, and this is what they're going to be using after I take up the newspaper after about a week. Now I will change out the newspaper every couple days, and the reason for that is because they're going to get it dirty so fast that it's going to need to be changed. For that next step that we're going to do, that's these bigger papers. I do have the post office save these for me for this reason and just for chicken reasons, customers throw them away at the post office, and I find them in the garbage, and I find them in my mailbox because I asked the post people to save them for me so that they could be used. You know, I don't want to have to buy something to put in the bottom of there when I can use newspaper that can be thrown away and or composted. I do not throw those in the compost bin. I do throw them away, but if you really wanted to, you could put this paper in the compost pile, mix it up, and it would make great mulch. So I'm just going to take a few of these. Now these are going to get soiled pretty fast, like I said before, so it is just a single layer of this. And then once this gets soiled, it'll be easy to take it up and replace them with more of these. Now I brought in our cleaned heat plate, and we're gonna actually put it down a couple notches so that when I get them here, they're going to have enough room underneath to sleep and to stay warm. Now one thing about these, you can raise them on two sides and make one side higher. You can put it all the way up. They do like to get on top of this when they're small and when they're big to try to get out. So I'm going to be putting this on this end. And then I'm going to put this cord out here. It goes to this outlet out here. In fact, this is going to go in the middle, because then I'll put their water and their food either on one side or the other. And there's usually enough room in this container for 10 or 11 chicks. I am glad that I got this container. I also did get the chicken wire, and I cut a hole in the top just so they can have some breathing space and so that I could see them inside. The cats also like to look inside as the chicks are growing. Now, one important thing I want to note about that heat plate is that since it's going to get dirty, what I do is I cut these pieces. Remember yesterday I was telling you that these are the pieces that I'm going to be putting on. I do cut these squares out so that it fits on top of the heat plate and that I don't have to, I guess, push it through the thing. So I'm going to show you what this looks like after I put it on. It's basically cutting out the four corners, the yellow things, and then once they get that dirty, I'm just going to switch it out with the rest of the cut pieces as well. And I also have extra newspaper just in case I want to cut some more, because they do go through a lot of those. Okay, I just called Tractor Supply to see if they had chicks in. It's been quite a while since I filmed that first part of the video, but finally they've got some chicks in. Hopefully it's ones that I don't have, because I'm trying to add just a diverse bunch of chickens. I don't want all the same kind, so hopefully there will be enough for me to get. They've been running out every time. This whole egg thing is just crazy. We just want to make sure that there are some chicks there. We'll be there shortly, and you'll see my new chicks soon. Y'all, I couldn't really film some of this, but I just got 16 new chicks. You know, I was only planning on getting 12 or 13, but because Tractor Supply didn't have multiple different ones that I wanted, they only had 3. I am home. I ended up getting 12 chicks at Tractor Supply, and then I also went to Stockdale's and I got another 4 chicks. I'm gonna put them all in here. I will probably have to get another one of these because I'm not sure if the chicks are gonna be able to fit under the heater, all 16 of them. So we're definitely gonna have to make some upgrades. Okay, I'm gonna start putting these chicks in here. Alright, I turn the heater on. Sweeties. Let's get you some food and water. Do you like those chickens? Or if he's looking at those chickens? Let's get some foods for them girls. Let me see this little girl. Let's get some food and water for them. Okay, I've got a thing for their food. This thing, I've got this for their water. I do already have this made. This is with some of their electrolytes in it. I'm hoping it's good. It should be good. I'm going to add more water. Now I'm going to get some of their food. These chicks are all set up in here. I've got their water out. I've got their food out. I turned their heating plate on. All 16 can fit under there right now, so I'm going to work on buying another heat plate. I'll probably also buy another one of these containers because 10 definitely fit in here, but I don't know about adding the 6. And as they get bigger and I raise this heat plate, all 16 are not going to fit under there, but they will need heat for quite a while until they go outside. The only problem is I don't want to separate them, but I'm going to have to, because then once I integrate them together, it's like they're not going to be recognizable anymore. They're not going to know each other because they would have grown up in 2 different containers. Like I don't know what else to do. Even if I add another heat plate here, there's only going to be so much walk room for all of these chicks, and they do get really big, so I can just imagine them growing out of this. So I'm definitely going to get another one of these, if not just another smaller one, and put 6 in there. And then hopefully when I integrate them into the sick pen, I'll just have to deal with their pecking order. How exciting is this? I got 16 new chicks. I did not think I was going to get this many, but here we are. I'm a big believer in everything happens for reasons. If I was meant to get 16, I was meant to get 16 and handle the challenges along the way. This will give me 36 chickens now. And I do sell a ton of eggs, so I sell 5 and 10 dozen at a time. That's one of the reasons why I got more, is because the demand for the eggs has been overwhelming, and I'm having local customers wait for weeks just for their 5 or 10 dozen, and I would rather have the chickens producing more eggs so that I can get these eggs out there, farm fresh eggs for people to enjoy instead of being ripped off at the store. I do only charge $4 a dozen, so that's a good thing considering how much the stores are charging nowadays. Let's go through the types of chickens that I got. I got 4 Midnight Majesty Marins. So I already have 2 Midnight Majesty Marins, Phoenix and Emmeline, but we're adding 4 more. I also got 4 Black Australorps. I already have 1 Black Australorp. Her name is Karma, so we're gonna add 4 more. Then I got 4 White Leghorns. This is a different chicken breed than the other 2, and I don't have this chicken breed. They're in almost, I think they're all white chickens, and they do lay white eggs, so that is one color egg that I'm going to be adding to my palette of egg colors. I then went to Stockdale's, and I wanted to see if they had any different chicks, so I got 2 Americanas from there, as well as 2 more olive eggers. I do have 3 olive eggers right now, which is Meadow, Willow, and Jinx, but we're gonna add 2 more, so I am so happy to be on this chick journey. I've gotten chicks every year that I've been here so far, I think except the first year, so the last 2 times have been a joy, and we're just gonna make it a joy again. I am going to make a piece of paper with all of the dates that correspond to, I guess, milestones in their age. They get chick feed until a specific age. They'll then go to grower feed. They integrate with the others into the sick pen at a specific age. Then they come out at a specific age. Then they start laying at a specific age. We're just going to see how this goes. I can't wait. I'm going to hurry up and get another bin for them to grow up in, and we'll put about 6 or 8 in there, just so they can have some room and some space, but I'll probably have to get more waterers and food supplier things, but I do have enough shavings to go in both bins. I'll just have to get a new heat plate. This setup is good every time I go to do this. After the chicks come out of this bin, I just clean this out and store it in the garage until I do it all over again. And the shavings also, if I don't use them, I store them in the garage. Definitely make sure that if you do it this way, you cut a hole in the bin so that they can breathe and so you can see them. And make sure the heat plate or the heat lamp is big enough for all your chicks to fit under. I do not trust heat lamps. I prefer the heat plates. And make sure you have water that is, I don't want to say medicated, but at least have some electrolytes in there for when they first start growing up. You also want to make sure they have chick feed. We're going to see how this all works out. I'm really excited. So is Whisper. She remembers this every year too. We're about to do this all over again. I cannot wait. This has always been a journey for me, this whole chicken journey, and I love it so much that, you know, again, chicken math, you kind of start out with 1 or 2 or 6, and then you move to 12, and then 20, and now 30, and then 40, and then 50. I love chickens, so if you guys like this video, please give it a big thumbs up, and don't forget to hit that subscribe button below and click the notifications bell so you can receive a notification every time I post a new video, which is every Sunday. Thank you guys so much for watching. I will see you in the next video. What's up, everyone? Ugh, stupid camera.